Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a public match on the downtown. You're seeing an overview of the map right now. Very tiny map. Anyways, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description and get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get raw gameplay footage of everything we cover with no commentary and UI. And here we are with the map of downtown right now. Got a couple minutes late in, but the round just started. Haven't really missed a whole lot outside of the Union being charged down both flanks, kind of holding it down, and they've even countercharged and broken CSA. And you can see they're up on tickets right now. Server pop is 270 right now. It's October 7th, a Monday night at about 8 o'clock Eastern time right now. So the round's bussing already. CSA officers, you got Nuke, Buckbreaker, Rocky, Waluigi, and the artillery you have Lego Fan, and then for the Union side, looks like there's no one there. You got John Brown's Body Pillow, Arthur Salem, and then Daniel Coronado 15, which is an interesting name. Anyways, co-commentating with me for this round, we have Brit. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello there, I'm Private Brit, a member of the 4th New Jersey. I also like to lead inside public matches. I'm probably a well-known figure inside the union community for mixed feelings, if not. But yeah.
Fair enough. Well, we're glad to have you here nonetheless. So downtown's a pretty tiny map, obviously. You missed the first couple of minutes, but you know it is what it is. What does both sides have to do to kind of win this map?
So CSA really, they have the ticket advantage and they have artillery, right? So they just want to keep Union inside their little preset positions and hope that they have good arty in order to annihilate them inside those positions. Also, they want to be very aggressive, either charging down the left or right flank. Get them inside melees, wear those tickets down. For Union, I'd say they really have no choice but to hold down both the alleyway approach and the stairs approach at the same time, which is what they're doing currently. This is like pretty standard Union strategy. Except for the whole aggressive charging thing that wiped out all the CSA flags. I've never seen that done before and worked out very well for them.
Yep.
But I'd say just really standard. It's just holding down these two flanks and making sure CSA doesn't overrun either one. If they get footholds at the backyards or on the stairs, it's over for Union.
Yep. I mean, the map's so tiny, you can't really do much more than that. I mean, you just got a bunch of dudes crammed in a really tiny area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Union's really banking on bad CSA arty and being able to hold off these CSA charges with as little casualties as possible, which is why you'll see them mostly say don't Rambo off or don't peek this corner, for example, on the right, because you're just racking up casualties if you die on the peeking that corner, which CSA is undoubtedly hugging, you know?
Yep. Yeah, CSA is kind of doing that right now. They're just sitting there, some guys popping out, taking shots, and they're just all dying, and so... Tickets are in Union's favor, not by a whole lot, though. So
the beginning charge really helped with that, I feel.
Yep.
Completely wiped out CSA. Never seen it before for Union, so that was surprising and new.
Yeah, I haven't seen Union push out this far before. Because normally they win the charge, they just sit back. What's the point of charging out? You know, it's a very high risk. But Union was coordinated and they did it well together. So props to them for that. So the only problem is with CSA trickling up here, if they want to organize for a charge, it might take them a little longer. In terms of this map, they're kind of as spread out as they can be in this little area. So I'll be intrigued to see if they want to do a mass charge or if they just want to try to shoot this out.
Push up and help hold that corner.
Make sure he's spreading it out on the stone wall.
Ooh, artillery shot got a guy or two on the stone wall there. But Union go down to engage first, so it's a good sign for them anyways. Union's got to get some significant ticket lead to have a good shot of winning this map. I mean, that's just with most maps. Because this will probably go down the final push last stand, if anything.
It looks like John Brown's taking his company somewhere else.
Yeah, they're starting to go around the backside, maybe clear that out. I mean, one down CSA flag here. Some CSA did get through in their initial charge, but Union came back here and wiped it out, and I think John Brown's just trying to make sure that CSA doesn't get there. Also, they have some nice shots down the road.
Okay, well, this is kind of like
He's trying to shoot down the. I really like this position, down the alley, in between these two buildings that John Brown has here. If you get a few people here, you can rack up a lot of CSA kills because they're just hugging that wall, and you know, they're very vulnerable to rifle fire down this alley, which is right into them. Enfilade fire, as they call it, you know.
I mean, yeah, you got to spread your guys out, that's for sure, and that's a very good way of doing it. So CSA not really charging. They're content with this shootout, which I don't think I've really seen CSA just try to win on a shootout on this map. With how close everyone is, it's definitely possible for tickets to go down, but I don't know if it'll work.
But yeah, stuff like charges and stuff for the CSA works very well in their favor most of the time. Especially if they don't try to go around and just slam right into the Union lines, they can rack up a bunch of kills. The Union has the advantage of having two bucketball companies, though, so it kind of goes, but it can go both ways. Honestly, depends on where the bucketball companies are.
I know over the years, as the server pops have increased, Unions won the map significantly more, as with most defenders winning as the server pop increases, but especially on downtown. So, I mean, Union's down a fourth of a stage right now.
With server pop increasing a full server, you just have a wall of shotguns.
Basically.
You literally just have a wall of shotguns just aimed at that corner. Anybody that goes around that corner is dead instantly. There will be no lull in the fire as long as they keep it independent and don't volley. There will be no lull. There will be no sweet spot where you can just get in there. No, somebody's gonna have their shotgun loaded and ready to mow you down.
Yep.
So as server pop increases, it's just gonna be a wall of guns constantly firing.
And I know there's a good chunk of people that don't like Harper's Ferry on the higher pop servers because you have a lot of this fighting, this very crammed fighting with a lot of people, and can just kind of be brain rot in a sense. But
yeah, on Harper's Ferry especially, I do not. But as a Union main myself, I do not like Harper's Ferry at all. Most of the maps are downright painful for Union if they make one mistake. If they make one mistake on like half of these maps, they can't come back from it. CSA just has it in the bag. So I'd like to think that Harper's Ferry is just a pipe dream for the CSA.
yeah, that's very true. I mean, High Street's a great example. I watched the EU event on Sunday, and I mean, CSA just curb stomped the Union. They pushed them back to their spawn, which, from my view, High Street map there's a point of contention on this center road here. Union holds back on this stone stairways, but if CSA just charges them out of that, Union's stuck in their spawn, which is located where most of the Union are right now. So it's fascinating.
Yeah, the problem with High Street is that there's this whole situation on high ground, right? Cliff side. And Union spawn is all the way at the bottom of the hill. So if they lose any part of the high ground, the stairs, the main road, the CSA has a very good chance of just kicking them off the high ground completely. And then, then they're just trapped down here near the Harper's Ferry Armory, just stuck in spawn because they either have to go back up the stairs, or go all the way around and then up the ramp on the right here, in order to get back up to the point. So yeah, there's only two real ways. There's only two real ways in High Street to get back up there, and CSA is usually pretty good at covering those ways.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there's not really any charges going on. Union's dropping tickets, and I don't know where. I'm intrigued to see the ticket amount at the end in terms of out of line and whatnot, but I guess while we have
I'm seeing a lot of bodies near John Brown's position, but there's also a lot of bodies near this right alleyway here. Always a bloodbath. But I'm pretty sure artillery just hammering this stairway plus rifle fire. Very accurate rifle fire plus the CSA already being on their ball game. It's just annihilating this staircase position. Is really draining Union tickets.
I mean, are these Union guys crouching too? Because that's going to be a big part of that as well.
Oh yeah, and like half of the guys on staircases crouching.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And
right
there
there.
is there's some merit to that because it is a trench and you have more cover. But CSA already is on their ball game. It's just taking out like 5 or 10 skirmishing units at once. Oh man,
Yep.
that'll
Just
kill you
crazy.
real quick on tickets.
Every regimental event I've seen, whenever we hold the stairwell, everyone has to stand and keep standing just because if artillery hits, you want to minimize the ticket loss from it.
Yep, and on regimental events, already is much more reliable than on pub matches. In pub matches, you get new players trying out artillery for the first time, or people trying to learn artillery, right? And then inside regimental events, you got the more regimental, trained artillery. So I can definitely see regimental events, everybody staying standing because RD is gonna be hitting a lot more accurately and a lot more often in regimental events,
Yep, very much so. There's also not a whole lot of Union holding the stairwell, granted. CSA's not putting a whole lot of pressure on it, so it's kind of interesting.
It looks like they're going around the side. It looks like CSA's about to make you eat those words. They're going up through the high ground way,
Yeah.
going through the high street area and then going down into stairs.
And they'll probably win this just because there's now 4 Union guys there.
CSA bias, just accept it.
Yeah, that's a rip for that Union company. They lost stairwell.
I'm shocked they don't have more guys there. Like, I like where John Brown is because it's great enflating fire, but you don't want to lose that stairwell. So,
This doesn't help that there's another Union company just sitting on the corner here instead of up on the stairwell. But I can kind of understand not wanting to be on that stairwell with CSA already just nailing it constantly,
yeah, but you gotta hold it because now CSA's taking advantage. They're gonna get it. They're gonna have an opportunity to shoot into Union spawn if they go to the edge. And now
the stairwell is one of those moments where you just have to eat artillery.
Yep.
You just have to eat it. Just hold your freaking ground. No other way around it.
And it is what it is. So John Brown's guys are circling back around. Are they going to try to charge this out or not?
I think they're building up for one. For a retaking of the stairs, I feel like they're building up for it. CSA has not consolidated their positions on stairs, so it's very possible they'll just recap the stairs, but it will still cost a lot of tickets to do.
Yep.
Oh, there they go.
There they go. CSA is up maybe a 4th or morale stage now. It's probably going to go to a 3rd before. Union do win that though, but they're down about a 3rd of a stage right now, so good counterattack though. So while
Union can recover though.
they can. I mean, they have great spots, and like you said, they have a lot of shotguns. They've kind of left the right open though. I don't know if CSA has enough force to break through or realize. Someone's got to realize.
I'm not gonna lie. They could the CSA on the right here could just suicide charge into the side of the Union while they were taking the stairs. Racked up a lot of kills because all the Union are looking the wrong way.
Yep.
But this is still a good amount of kills they got. Look at that ticket bar.
Yep, that's crazy. It's more than half of a morale stage difference. One question I do want to ask is, so I know you play in pubs a lot. Do you prefer pubs play or regimental play?
I like pub play for the chaos of it all. I like the chaos of pub plays. I like the randomness, But regimental play also has uses game modes that pub officer just go, the pod serve. Like they don't use like Conquest, for instance. Like we rarely do Conquest on pod because obviously it's more of a pain on pubs because 4 companies spread out along 3 points. It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna either be a wild goose chase around the points, just companies going around each other, not even fighting for the point, just going to empty points, or it's just gonna be blobs fighting each other. But on regimental play, I like the thought of the 4 companies being split into the regiments, and like multiple different lines just fighting each other at once, like 8 different lines, just friggin' going around on each team.
Yep.
So I do like regimental play for the organized, and the more spread out the battle seems, the more organized it is, and the fact that Conquest is actually playable on regimental play. But I also like the pub for the chaos, the working together as a team, everything about pubs really. So I would say pubs slightly more to regimental play.
Oh, that's very fair. Because I normally have a lot of regimental people on, but it's always nice to hear a differing perspective every once in a while. So Union's about to go in the breaking. It's just the most lopsided downtown match in CSC's favor that I've seen in a very long time. Granted, I haven't seen this in a very long time. I mean, if CSA wants, they could just keep doing this until Union hits last stand.
Yes, nice and crispy.
John Brown returning back to that position to kind of flank. Or I guess get the
Yep, back to status quo.
Yep, Arthur's pulling his guys
wait, no, he's just going back. Yeah, they're just going back to the point.
Why?
No, they're going to the point, it seems.
I don't like that move at all.
Yeah. I don't know why they would give up the corner with such a... It might be because, well, they have the stairs, right? And they're draining a lot of tickets here on the right. So they might think that if they just pull their companies back from this corner, less people will peek and less people will die. CSA will peek more and die more. And with John holding that backyards area, you know, CSA might not be tempted to get a foothold in the backyards area with John Brown there.
Right.
And they could just make a little kill zone in the street here.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But if CSA plays smart and they realize what's going on, they got to realize Union split off into two groups. And if they, as a team, charge that backyard, or even charge the point...
Oh yeah, John Brown's fucked if they charge the
exactly.
backyard.
If they charge as a team, and you can see Waluigi and Nuke starting to go that way, although it's very spread out. Like, if CSA plays this well, this should be an easy win, but it looks like their coordination is not the best so far.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's a very trickly charge. It's a very trickly charge that John Brown might be able to hold off. So he's Vermont. He doesn't have buck and ball.
They're still putting up a lot of damage, though. But CSA slowly making progress.
The Union rifling is good. Union's better at shooting, but it's like close quarters combat. CSA gets a bit of an edge.
Arthur's moving his guys over to assist.
You brave bastards, drive these traitors back.
Oh, yep, they got reinforcements. This might be good.
So we don't spawn over the fence.
Ooh, this might be a good ticket train for Union, actually. This might kill a bunch of CSA inside skirmishing out of line.
Yep. CSA's very scattered out charging in here. This is huge. I would say if this was regimental and the officers could chat over a Steam chat, CSA, I think, would have had this in the bag. But, with, like you said, the chaos and everything, it's a lot hard to do everything. And Union taking advantage.
Like these moments, you never see these moments inside regimental play because everybody's, you know, more professional, more, you know, lined up, and more spread. They're not trickling in as much, you know.
Yep.
But like these moments, the random, like impulsive counter charges, the wide flanks, inside regimental play, they happen a lot less, which is why I like pubs.
So that ticket difference now down to half a morale stage compared to the 3/4 of a morale stage. So Union caught up, but not as much as you would have liked. I think the only way Union's going to win, and even then it's going to be hard, is they got to do what they did at the beginning of the match and just charge through the CSA completely. They are much more organized as of now, as CSA is very spread out. A lot of guys are respawning. The window to do that is closing, though.
Yes.
Officer just TK'd one of his guys. CSA.
Daniel? Oh, one on the CSA.
Yeah, Waluigi shot one. I think it was Waluigi. I don't know. He shot one of his guys. Union's got some time. I think Union's got to push this out. That's the only chance they have, or else CSA is just going to mass up, and that ticket drain is going to be even for both sides on the next charge, and Union's going to lose.
This might just be unrecoverable for Union either way.
You're probably right. And
yeah, because unlike Final Push where you get 3 minutes and unlimited respawns, Last Stand is horrible for defenders because you only get one life at that point.
Yep.
And if you're on the front line when Last Stand hits, oh no.
You're going to have a fun time waiting for the next round to start. But here goes CSA. They looked at least more organized. You have some Union countercharging on the top side, which should have been done way sooner. But regardless, I think it's too late. That ticket gap is now up to 3/4 of morale state again.
Oh shit.
Yep, much more organized, much more success on this charge, as you can see against John Brown. Much more organized.
Too fucking many.
This also shows just how officer quality could change up matches.
Yep.
Because usually when you lose the staircase or the backyards or whatever, they don't know what to do. They just get spawn camped at that point, right? But with officer quality, it changes up how the game plays. Like Colt, John Brown, and Arthurs, respectfully, are great officers. Great officers. And they know how to react to a failing situation.
I'm not gonna lie. When you said respectfully, I thought you were gonna start trashing on them. But
No.
but Union do kind of
That's the other
countercharge.
kind of respectfully.
Union do charge out, trying to hit the CSA from behind in that charge. It does kind of work, but CSA still have some forces and flags. Union's in last stand. CSA still got more than half a morale stage to go through before they hit final push. Like you said, they got a few minutes of infinite tickets at that point, so I'd say this round's pretty much a wrap. But
Yep, Union's just countercharging. They're just going in. They're saying if we're going down fighting.
I love that attitude. I think it's a great attitude.
Yes.
I wish that would be done more, but
As a connoisseur of CQC and melee combat, I love this.
so again, to that point of officer quality matter, it's like with any sport, right? If your coach, if you can have the best players in the world, but if your coaches are crap and they have a terrible plan, you just suck. So you gotta have competent leaders. You gotta have competent coaches to make the players successful.
Yep. It's like the military structure IRL. I'm part of the National Guard. See, if you have bad sergeant, then the rank and file kind of crumbles. Even if they're really good, like obviously specialists and privates can think for themselves and they can pick up and do good things. But if the leadership is bad, then yeah, they're not gonna be able to do enough.
Very much so. So Union's getting very close, although Union's not dying as fast as I thought they would be. I mean, CSA's kind of halting, like outside of a few independent groups.
Load into them, boys. Load into them. Shoot them as
CSA's
a
going
charge.
to hit
Shoot them as
final
a
push,
charge.
actually. Not like it matters in terms of the match result, but
Well, hey, I still call it a good downtown match if you get the final push last stand.
oh yeah, I think Union, for the morale stage difference that they had, I think they played a okay ending to the match. They didn't fold.
The only real problem I saw was them giving up that stairway once. That really hit the ticket deficit, you know?
Yeah, and I'm intrigued to see how many skirmishing and out of line the Union have, especially from that stairwell. Because if they're crouching most of the time on the stairwell, they're going to take shots from artillery. But it looks like CSA pulled out the win here. Any last quick thoughts for the round, Brit?
Union played well. CSA played well. CSA already was on point. CSA already from this round was just horrible for Union. Horrible for Union. Absolutely horrible for Union. Devastating.
Yep.
But yeah, good game.
Yeah, no. Good fights here. I'd like to thank Brit for coming on. And, I mean, yeah, I think Union lost a lot of tickets, and it was probably just on that stairwell, crouching the whole time. Of course, we'll see with this after-action report, but, I mean...
What's that? Jeff told somebody inside chat?
But, I mean, CSA charged in at the beginning, got completely wiped, so they changed their strategy, and I appreciate that they changed the strategy, because you'll see CSA, obviously they got a mass charge. That's really one of the only things you can do, but they really just had a shootout. They saw they were winning, so they stuck to it, and eventually they just won off of that huge ticket lead. I mean...
Yeah, sometimes shooting is very effective in this game. Sometimes shooting can be very effective in this game. Rifle fire is surprisingly accurate. You just need to get your guys to aim in the right direction.
For how many... Union has an absurd amount of skirmishing deaths, which I think is a huge factor to why they lost. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed,
309.
and we will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your night.